lady and the gentleman, if you're all around and you can see me, and we'd like to see you on the screens too at the earliest. But there you go. That's Advaita Kala there. Advaita, you've been to the northeast. Rashid Kidwai is there once again. We can see daylight break right behind him. And Nalin Mehta is somewhere else within the CNN News 18 facilities in another studio of ours. So good morning. What are you looking for this time, Advaita Kala? What is the story narrative that you're looking for?
Tripura, my eye is on Tripura because we know it was such a historic win the last time around with the BJP routing the left, which had been in government forever. So I think let's see if they can hold on to Tripura. It's going to be very exciting to see how that develops. And you were mentioning earlier about how the Congress and the left have aligned. I think for a long time, political commentators like me, at least, have been saying that the Congress's march to the left has been unceasing. And I think it's displayed by this alliance in particular.
Is it an alliance because of ideological, coming together, or is it just because coming together for survival? We have to hold each other's hands, otherwise we are all going to sink. That's important. But the Tripura Mota, the aspect of the tribal Zaka, before I bring in Nalin Mehta and Rashid, and please jump into the conversation. It's interesting, isn't it, that the Bengalis versus indigenous, this aspect of historical fight in Tripura because of its huge border with Bangladesh.
Yeah.
This has now become a big issue, and especially in those belts.
So if you look at, the seats where the BJP won, and I'm going to put the Bengali Hindu voters seat, the filter on the magic wall. This is 2018. This is this entire belt where the BJP won. Out of the 37 seats, they won 26. So they beat the left. They beat Manik Sarkar's left. Almost at a 1:2 ratio. 26 out of the 37 seats went to the BJP and left got only 11. And a large number of those seats, the BJP won with big margins. Remember, the vote share here is above 50%. When you have a multi-cornered fight in a parliamentary election with one party getting more than 50% vote share, that means more than 1 out of 2 has voted for this particular party. Then it's a sweep. And I think margins in these constituencies were huge. If you were to go and check in those seats that the BJP won, and right now where the Tripura Mota is contesting, the Tripura is contesting, I think in about close to 40 seats. Yeah, 42 seats is where they're contesting. Out of those 42 seats, the BJP won 31, the left only won 11. So almost 1:3 kind of a ratio. So the BJP, how much will the Tripura hurt the BJP in those seats where tribals are dominant? And how much will it actually hurt the anti-incumbent vote? Because naturally, if you're a voter that is not happy with the existing government, the current government, the anti-incumbent vote then could potentially get split between the left and the Tripura Mota. The TMC is also a player, maybe not as much extent here in Tripura as they would possibly be in Meghalaya. But I think the key to watch out for are tribal votes in Tripura, and of course, how much is the anti-incumbent vote divided between Tripura on the one side and the left Congress on the other. But I think, one of the things, maybe you can ask Nalin this as well, while leaders may want to come together, I know Nalin knows this better than me, Rahul Gandhi and Sitaram Yechuri, they say have a great working equation. But when you have political parties, Nalin, which for on the ground, 30, 40 years have been principally and fundamentally opposed to each other, how easy or difficult is it to get the ground workers, the cadre, to work together after they've seen generations of animosity on the ground?
No, it's always a huge challenge, Zaka. We've seen this in the past.
Can't hear you, Nalin.
Can you hear me, Zaka? Is my voice coming?
We need to sort your audio. Can't hear you. One sec. Yeah, go ahead.
No, so Zaka, you're absolutely right. It's always a challenge on the ground. We've seen this in the past in states like UP, for example, when SP and BSP at one point they had the Grand Alliance. We've seen, the cadres, when you spent your entire lifetime fighting a certain political adversary, to come together and say, look, I am now going to be with them, is always a challenge. In the case of Tripura, we have the BJP is. It's thrown a whammy into the pack. The BJP didn't even have a councillor in Tripura before the 2018 election, and then they came out of nowhere and they swept the election. So this time, what I am really looking out to watch, just like Advaita, Tripura, are they going to sustain those gains even if their tally comes down? If the BJP is the single largest party in Tripura, that tells you that the fundamental levers of politics in Tripura have changed. Because before that, the left was in power for almost 15, 16 years. The Congress was the main opposition party. It's now gone into insignificance. They're together, and BJP has realigned the political matrix of the state. You of course have the Tripura Moda and so on, but and there are two primary issues in Tripura politics. There is the tribal vote, and then there is a Bengali vote, like Anand was saying. Between these two matrices, the BJP has realigned the political deck, if you like.
Well, very well put there. The other aspect which stands out is in terms of the equations of Pradyot Dev Burman. Ironic that Sushmita Dev tried to move in, was brought in from the Congress. The Trinamool Congress wanted to make inroads there using her, an ex-Congress person. And Pradyot Dev was upset with the Congress because they ignored him. And he's today standing at a position where he can get 20% of the vote share and somewhere perhaps pinch a huge share.
Most exit polls, he may or may not win seats, but most exit polls are saying he would get about 18-19% vote share, which means 1 out of 5 voters is voting for the Tripura Mota, which, like I said, what I would be really interested in seeing is who is he hurting more? Is he hurting the BJP more, or is he hurting the anti-incumbent vote more? So we'll keep an eye out on this. Is how the 2018 picture looked. Like I said, it was a phenomenal victory. It was a come-from-behind victory, and it was a 2/3 victory at more than 50% vote share. Even if the BJP's vote share and its seat numbers come down, how far down will it come down? Remember, 30 is the halfway mark, 31 to win the state. Will they lose 15 seats in a way that they are not able to cross the halfway mark? None of the exit polls are suggesting that except one, but we'll see.
Well, so far it's their narrative of Vikas which has worked, and they have also changed the person against whom there was a certain sense of anti-incumbency, and that is Biplab Dev. The moment Manik Saha has come, it is a Saha versus Sarkar or Manik versus Manik, how you were to see the red versus orange, the fight in Tripura. Ladies and gentlemen, just before we move further, quick alert to you on our screens. Now, you may see that there are results being shown for Nagaland, even though counting has not begun, because one of the BJP candidates in Nagaland has won unopposed. So the counting will happen only for 59 seats, although you'll get the full result for 60 seats. So that's why we are 1 out of 60 right now here. And in Meghalaya, the counting is happening only in 59 seats because there was one candidate who passed away during the time of polls, and that election will happen on a later date. So today, the results will be declared for 178 seats plus 1 seat which is already confirmed. So 179 out of 180 across these 3 states. So that's the reason why you see these numbers as they are on our screens. We're getting you the data accurate and correct as it is. Just about 42 minutes before counting gets underway, and we'll start getting you the results here on your election news center at CNN News 18. Rashid Kidwai. So all those who